Hi, I'm Ricc Rollins, and this is Going Places, and we want you to come along. Let's go. Welcome to this edition of Going Places. I hope your morning is amazing. Here's what's coming up on today's show. We'll talk with Kristen Hare about her Best of the Bay win for her book, 100 Things to Do in Tampa Bay Before You Die. We'll also talk with her about her 3 favorite places to find the spooks that make this a hauntingly great time of year. We'll talk with Karima Henry about the opening of Bonnet Springs. Kiva Williams will share with us her favorite places to eat during Hispanic Heritage Month. And we'll talk with David Anthony, Rebel the Poet, and Dr. Tosh about an upcoming speakeasy that's sure to heal the heart. All of this and more coming up on this edition of Going Places. Let's go. Kristen Hare is a regular here at the show, but she's our superstar now. She was voted Best of the Bay. Her book, her award-winning, best-selling book, 100 Things to Do in Tampa Bay, not day, but maybe you should do it by the day before you die, won Best of the Bay for 2022. Congratulations, my dear.
Thank you so much. That was really exciting.
So tell me, what are people saying about the book that you had not heard before?
The thing that I love hearing is that I've lived here my whole life and I didn't know about these things.
And I get that all the time. Everybody says to me, I've got to get that book because I've never known that this or that existed. And I was like, well, you need to go get a copy today.
Yeah, I mean, we
pocket and go, hey, I got that book. You want that book?
I know I could give you a cut of my sales. I love telling people, my saying is don't let the tourists have all the fun.
Right.
You live in the place where the rest of the world vacations. And it's just really easy to drive by things and assume that they're just meant for the tourists. So I think there are lots of hidden treasures in each edition that I write, but I also think there's some stuff that's staring us right in the face that we're just not paying attention to because we're discounting it. And so it's good to try to see Tampa Bay through the eyes of a newcomer. You'll see a lot of things you miss if you look that way.
And I think that's what happens a lot of times because it is so easy to take the city for granted in our hustle and our bustle and our moving back and forth. And so I think your book is definitely an asset to anybody that's moving to the area. This lady paid us the nicest compliment the other day. She said, I just moved to the area and now I've come to look at Going Places as my go-to to find out something new to do in the area. And I was like, wow, that's what we've been wanting this entire time. And so I imagine, like you said, that when somebody says that to you, you're like, okay, mission accomplished.
Yeah, I met a couple at Oxford Exchange at my book launch in April. They brought the second edition book with them and they had marked it every single page. They had marked up all their adventures. They had a whole new list of adventures to share with me. And they were using it as their own little weekend guidebook. They kept a diary inside so that when friends and family would come, they would say, yeah, do that. But then I'll also go over here. And so nothing better than watching people take your work and make it their own.
That's an amazing thing. See, now you may have to do the journal to go along with it. So people
Great idea.
And
I'm kind of embarrassed that I've never thought of that. That's a great idea.
Look, and you ready for this? You ready for part 2 of
it?
And then you take people's their own adventure and you put it in your book, in the next book. So see, I just helped. Wait.
Edition 4, I think.
Great. Okay. But I am so excited for you. When I saw that, well, of course I voted. And then when I saw it, because of course I was looking to see what Ricardo's did, and we got top 3, but we didn't win. But I saw you and I just started to really kind of dance around the room because you're our Kristen Hare and we really appreciate you. So again, congratulations. So now, are you going to the shindig? Because if you
went to the shindig, it was Thursday of last week.
It was third. I missed it.
It happened already. I know. Well, they rescheduled it after the hurricane.
Right.
Because it was supposed to be the night after the hurricane, which obviously we're not partying then. And so it was last week, Thursday.
Oh, man.
I went with my friend Stephanie Hayes. She's a humor columnist at the Tampa Bay Times. She won for best local columnist.
We'll have
And
to
we
get
were
on the
like
trip.
two little grandmas at Costco on a Saturday. We just went from like station to station, eating free appetizers and sampling things. And there were a ton of people there. There were like ladies on stilts, and there was a lady in a cage. And at one point, while playing Thriller, one of the servers jumped up on stage and did the entire Thriller dance.
Really?
That was
Wow.
really cool.
I don't know how I missed.
We had a hurricane.
I'm really hurt because at least I wanted to go since I did make top 3.
I know you should have. I would
Yeah.
have been happy to see you there.
And I would have
Next
been happy
year.
to
We'll
see
go next year.
you. We'll go next year when we win again. For best talk show. We're putting it out there already. So, Chris, tell me what are you working on these days?
I'm working on an idea. I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but I
Okay,
think people are going to love it. I'm just really, I continue to be intrigued by the dichotomy that we have here of living in a place where people vacation.
Mhm.
And it's made me extra nosy about the kinds of places people vacation. And so that's the teaser I'm going to give you. But at this point, this
You're
come out,
going. But
yeah,
if it's anything by Kristen Hare, of course, we're going to love it here on Going Places because we love you.
thank you.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the spectacular things that we can do right here in Tampa Bay. As Going Places continues right after this with the award-winning Kristen Hare right after this.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. A place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. Again, we are here with the award-winning, I love saying that, Kristen Hare, winning Best of the Bay for her book, the bestseller, 100 Things to Do in Tampa Bay Before You Die. So we're going to talk about some of those things to do, and they're the spooktacular kind of thing. So take it away, Kristen.
Yeah, I mean, it's October. We did get a little bit of fall weather early, which has been
Loved it. Loved it.
I'm not complaining. But it's a little hard to sometimes after 10 years, I've accepted that, we're not going to get the color change on the leaves. We're not going to get, pumpkin patches where pumpkins actually grow, but we do have a lot of ghosts in Tampa Bay, and they are, I think, worth visiting. So let me tell you 3 places that are great to go. The first is the Ybor City Ghost Tour. There are lots of different Ybor City Ghost Tours that you can choose. My recommendation is to find one that will get you into the Cuban Club, right? Okay. And so one that does that is Tampa Bay Tours. Okay. These tours are great because you're going to hear some history about Ybor City. You're going to hear the stories of real people who lived here. And then you'll get to go to places that you wouldn't otherwise get into. I have no reason to go inside the Cuban Club, but after taking that tour, I got to go in. They kept the lights off. The lights had to be however they were when we got there. So we got to walk around in the dark. We had flashlights and ghost meters. Oh, wow. And it was a really fun thing to do. Afterward, you're in Tampa, you're down in Ybor City, go get a bite to eat, go hang out, see a show, $25 for adults. And I think if you have, teenagers, kids above 6, it's really fun and interesting. And it's like history mixed in with ghost stories.
Okay. That sounds like something that would be spooktacular.
Yes. A fun night out.
Yep.
Another one that I love, these are all in Tampa, is Oakland Cemetery. Oakland is a really old.
Who say who what? A cemetery. Girl, you got the wrong one. I'm sorry.
Go during the day.
Okay, then we might go, but I don't do cemeteries.
Don't go at night.
I go visit my parents, and if it starts getting dark, I'm like, love your peace, I'm out. Because I'm not doing that. Okay.
We're not bringing any zombies back.
No.
This is a place, though, that has the neatest stories. So It's on East Harrison in Tampa, and so it includes some of the first families of Tampa.
Oh, wow.
Buried
Okay.
there are everything from politicians to pirates and everybody in between. There are about 500 burials. You can go onto tampa.gov and download their walking tour guide.
Okay.
And one of my favorites is the story of William and Nancy Ashley. She was Black and he was white, and their headstone tells the story of their relationship, that they were actually a couple who
Oh,
loved
wow.
each other during their lives. And part of it is etched into the headstone, and part of it reads, "Stranger, and consider and be wiser. In the grave, all human distinction of race or caste mingle together in one common dust." It's a
Wow.
really cool place full of history, full of people
Now
that
you
you
make me
get
wanna
to know
go.
better.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Not all ghosts are scary,
Okay,
but some are, which leads us to number 3.
okay.
So the Tampa Theater, I love seeing shows there. My family, we go there every year for Christmas to see a Christmas classic, watch the Wurlitzer come up from below the stage. They have a really great backstage tour. And this year they have tweaked it for the October month to look at the ghosts who are known to inhabit the Tampa Theater. So this is $15. It's a 90-minute tour and takes you behind the scenes and tells you why Tampa Theater is considered one of Tampa's most haunted spots.
And it can stay haunted. I am not going. I love Tampa Theater, but if we going to look for ghosts, I got a problem.
Yep.
Because that's the time I'd be talking about, I am afraid of some ghosts.
So I'm okay with these kinds of things. What freaks me out, and my teenagers want to go to Hollow Scream. Hillsborough River State Park has
I'm gonna let y'all
something.
do all of that.
I'm not doing that. I don't need anybody to jump out at me. I want to learn about people who are gone.
Yeah, but I think I would do the one at Tampa Theater, because that's one of my favorite places to go. So it would be nice to meet some of the haunts that
Yeah.
hang out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we're so lucky to have a classic movie palace. So many of them in the rest of the country, including in St. Pete, have closed down. And so any chance to poke around behind the scenes in any of these places, whether it's the Cuban Club or a cemetery or Tampa Theater, I don't care if they're talking about ghosts or history. I just want to poke around places where I'm not supposed to be.
Well, I'll make you a deal. I'll go poke with you
Great.
as long as you stay with me the entire time.
I'll
Because
guard you.
I'm not going places unless I got some folks that can get me out of there real quick.
I'll bring my proton, whatever the thing is from Ghostbusters. I think I have one from it.
And I heard you mention that before we go. I heard you mention that there's ghost meters on one of the tours.
Yeah, I don't know what ghost meters are made of. Like, I'm a journalist, so I'm naturally, incredibly skeptical. They measure energy. I don't know what that means. I was more interested in listening to the histories of places, but because
my ears perked up. I was like, okay, I don't know about all. Okay,
that would freak me out a lot. But there were, on the tour we took, there were people using them actively and then taking pictures and looking for like white spots in the photos. And there were some sleuths in our group. And And if you're into that, this is those tours are great for that.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure they find out how to take all of these tours and go some ghostly places and some ghastly places. Kristen Hare, again, congratulations on your Best of the Bay Award, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. A place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
And welcome back to this edition of Going Places. Karima Henry shares with us now the grand opening of Violet Springs. She She's here to tell you all about it. Take it away, Karima.
Thanks, Rick. Today we are in Lakeland, Florida for Bonnet Springs Park, and their grand opening is October 22nd and October 23rd. The grand opening celebration weekend will be packed with fun for the whole family. There will be strolling performers, face painting, a trackless train, and so much more. All the main concerts will begin this area, so make sure you bring picnic blankets or a low-back lawn chairs to enjoy all the different shows. Kids will have a great time in this playground when the park opens. These cool interactive art installations called Los Trompos, or spinning tops, will be a hit with the entire family. The tops were woven using a traditional Mexican style. You will have a great time spinning or relaxing with your loved ones. This space will host future weddings, birthday parties, and corporate events and more. There will be rooms available to get ready for your big day. The event center will be the perfect place to relax with your friends and family, and even has views of the botanical gardens. During the grand opening weekend celebration, there will be food vendors and performers. There will be outdoor musical instruments for everyone to enjoy. Make sure you stop by the amazing treehouse. There will be meet and greets with some cool mascots, including Tampa Bay Rays DJ Kitty and Tampa Bay Lightning Thunderbug. Need assistance or would like to travel in style around the park? Trams will be running continuously and will stop 30 minutes before the concerts on the main stage. Make sure you check out the Crenshaw Canopy Walk. It's a one-of-a-kind experience with amazing views of the park. Kids will love skipping, running, and playing along the walk, and adults will appreciate the seating areas for a more relaxed tour of the area. I hope you enjoyed my tour of Bonnet Springs Park. Visit their website to get more information about the grand opening schedule and parking.
Welcome to Tampa! The amazing thing about living in the Tampa Bay area is that you don't have to look far when you want to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. There is so much food, music, and culture here right in our backyard. So today I'm going to highlight a few of my favorite places that you should try in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, but you can try them all year round. First up is Lima. They are located in New Tampa, and they share lots of Peruvian dishes. Then, of course, we have the OG, the original La Teresita. They are located off of Columbus, near the stadium. A must-try, of course. What if I told you that you could learn the art of making Cuban bread? Yes, right here in Ybor City, you can visit La Segunda Bakery. It's an iconic bakery known around the world. This is such a fun and informative activity that you can do with your family, your friends. It's open to kids, but basically you are learning how they make the Cuban bread, the history behind the family, why it's such an iconic place, who enjoys their bread from different restaurants to local grocery stores. Their bread is very iconic and can be found around the world, but it's made right here in Tampa. So this is definitely an experience that you should try, not only for Hispanic Heritage Month, but throughout the year. Come bring your family and friends, learn about the art of making Cuban bread, and you will not be disappointed. I love that we get to sample the Cuban bread and the pastries that they make after the tour. Then, of course, we came around to the restaurant side, and you can enjoy or order any of their amazing pastries. The Latin culture has such a rich history of the delicacies that they offer. Of course, the iconic Cuban sandwich is on the menu as well. I highly recommend getting a Cuban sandwich, a couple of the pastries, and of course the Cuban bread to go. But yeah, visiting La Segunda in Ybor. They have many locations around Tampa Bay, but the Ybor one is the original one. You should definitely come check it out. Follow my blog, The Fun Foodie Mama, where I highlight restaurants around the Bay. and give you an up close and personal encounter. So I'm excited to share these 3 locations with you: Lima, La Teresita, La Segunda Bakery, in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. I hope you enjoyed this segment. I look forward to seeing you guys back.
We have creatives in the house this morning. There is an event that will happen on the 21st of October that will, and I promise you, I guarantee it, as Festus used to say, for those of you that are old enough to understand who Festus is, I guarantee you that it will change your life forever because words have power. There is a speakeasy that is going to happen, and it is going to take you places that you've never gone before. That's why the show's called Going Places. And to help talk about that this morning, we've got the Rebel Poet, we got David Anthony, and we have Dr. Tosh. Dr. Tosh, take it away. Let's talk about that event.
Thank you so very much for having us here today, Rick. On October 21st, we're going to be having a spoken word event, and it will be hosted at Dignity Memorial Speakeasy. So words have power. It has the power to build people up and to tear them down and to even heal. And after this past few years, the need for healing is really, really great. Many people have had to go through hospice. They've had to bury loved ones. They've had no space to unload their grief, and they've had no place to really sit together with those feelings. So Suncoast of Hospice of Hillsborough is inviting 50 guests out to a powerful night of spoken word and live music. And it's based on the themes of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's book of Death and Dying, and looking at the different stages of grief. And I have, David's here, Rebel's here. There's going to be more artists, and we are going to really have a really amazing night of where we just really sit with poetry, feelings, thoughts, and music. And I'm really excited about the event.
It sounds like it's going to be a wonderful time. Now, what I heard you say was that it was limited. So folks,
yes, it is.
Their tickets. And the tickets cost how much? I heard the word F to the aura to the EE.
Yes, they are. They are free for the first 50 people. It's, again, limited space. It's a catered event, so it's going to be a really nice time, and it really is going to be just such a really joyous event.
So I would tell you that when the QR code pops up at the end of the segment, point your phone, get your tickets, and make sure that you're there. Okay. Okay. So Rebel.
Yes.
Are you part of this event?
Yes, I am. Very excited to be a part of it.
So tell us why you wanted to be a part.
Well, like Dr. Tosh said, words are very powerful. Words have a very significant role in my life as a poet, as a host, as a curator. So having the opportunity to be able to help others heal through the use of words, and deal with grief and loss and resilience, those things that are rarely talked about, I feel like rarely talked about, even in the poetry community, very rarely talked about. So it was a tremendous opportunity to step out of my own comfort zone and be able to provide healing for others through my own words. So it was a no-brainer for me. It was a tremendous opportunity. This is just a beautiful thing that Dr. Tosh is putting together. So I'm excited to be a part of it.
And those of you, if you've never heard Rebel, I promise you, get ready.
Oh, stop.
Your life is going to change. Your hair's going to stand on its ends.
I don't know about all that.
Your heart is going to move. I promise.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, you can live up to it. I know you will. Okay. And I met David, and you probably, he looks familiar. You can see that going, I know him. He is not the MA. What's the guy that they always say you look like?
Conor McGregor. I get it all the time.
Conor McGregor, but he is David Anthony. And I remember hearing David speak for the first time. He spoke from his heart, and we've been friends ever since. And if you watch this show regularly and you see the commercial, you see him in the commercials for Ricardo's as well. But David, why are you a part of the event?
Oh, I'm a part of it because I'm excited to help out Empath Health Services. They are doing an amazing job of letting the community know that they have help when they go through a loss, and we're really excited to team up with them and Blunt and Curry, and they've come together to put together a beautiful event at this speakeasy that they built on not too long ago. Um, and
The itself is amazing to me. That whole
Yes.
speakeasy idea on the other side of the other side. Yes. So that is cool. So you have to go to see what
Can
I'm
I
talking.
say something, Rick?
Yes, go ahead.
It's going to be awesome because most people would never think that they would find this type of space in a funeral home.
Yes.
I mean, this speakeasy is a real speakeasy. It's a
It really-
roaring 1920s type of theme. It is like, you know, it has a secret looking
Beautiful.
door on there. It is amazing. And so, you know, sometimes it's a little off-putting when you hear, you know, it's at a funeral home, but it's going to be nothing like what anyone expects.
That's
absolutely.
going to be amazing.
And
So
And you're gonna have a
actually-
password
Yeah,
to
that's
get
what I
in
was
as
going
well.
to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to reiterate what David just said. Make the RSVP is important because you're going to receive a password for the speakeasy and able to enable you to get in. So it's very important that people RSVP.
well, I'm
And the space is limited. And if you don't have a ticket, we can't let you.
that's it.
Yes.
We might have someplace we can put you, but it won't be in the speakeasy. No. But
I also wanted to speak
Yeah.
on the two musicians that are going to be joining us as well. Is we got Katie Stadler. She's an amazing ukulele player, and we have Eli Cruz is a phenomenal trumpet musician as
Oh,
well.
wow.
okay.
And then we got four poets:
poets.
Nikki Rebel, King Soul, and Sade the writer. So we just got a beautiful night of poetry and music coming at you guys.
Yes.
Well, I already got my ticket, so I intend to be there. David was like, "If you don't get them now, you may not get them." So,
Yeah, only 50, you know.
Yeah.
so for those people who are needing this evening, Dr. Tosh, tell them again. Let's reiterate why this evening is important.
This evening is important because grief is a process, and to have a space to where you can come and you could have a heavy heart and you could talk about those feelings and you could have a space to allow those things to flow, and where it's going to be open and it's going to be receptive, and you have like-minded individuals that are there to be there to support you as you go through some of the things that you've gone through. This is really important just on that whole entire grief stage. And so I am looking forward for people to come out, you know, people that have heavy hearts, people that have, you know, that just lost someone, people that have been, you know, trying to figure out how to really move forward. I think that this is an amazing opportunity for them to come and sit and share space and be able to heal together, because sometimes being able to just have a place to put that grief allows you to be able to start the healing process.
Well, I think it's going to be a wonderful evening. The QR code is coming up so that you can get your tickets, those limited tickets. Again, to Dr. Tosh, Rebel, and to David, thank you for joining us this morning on Going Places. We appreciate
Thank
you.
you, Rick.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rick.
Well, we're almost out of time, and I want to thank you for joining us for this edition of Going Places. One programming note, our new time for the Encore episode on Saturday mornings is at 6:30 a.m. Of course, if you miss us on 4, you can always catch us on YouTube or streaming worldwide. For everyone here at Going Places, thank you for joining us today. We hope to see you again soon, and remember, no matter where we go, we always want you to go along, because it's not the same without you. Be blessed on your journey. Until next time, take care.